Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about Janelle Evans. Now, I don't want to assume that most of you know who Janelle Evans is, so I will definitely be telling you a little bit about her and her backstory. I watched 16 and Pregnant when I was a teenager on premiere night with Macy Bookout. I watched the entire series of 16 and Pregnant, and then I watched all of Teen Mom 2, Teen Mom OG, everything. The most recent stuff I have not kept up to date with. I did see every single episode that Janelle Evans was on from the very beginning to when she got kicked off because the man that she chose to marry is a piece of shit. Okay, and that's just to put it lightly. So I want to give you guys a bit of a backstory to Janelle Evans if you aren't aware of who she is before I tell you about the news that just broke with her and her son. To be honest, this is not surprising, and once you hear a bit about her, I don't think that you're going to be surprised either. Janelle Evans first came to the spotlight in 2010 when she starred on MTV's 16 and Pregnant. When she got pregnant, she was just 17 years old, and at the time she was filming 16 and Pregnant and still dating her first son's father, Andrew Lewis.
Hi, I'm Janelle. My mom and I fight a lot about how much I go, especially about my boyfriend, Andrew.
What do you girls think about Janelle being pregnant?
After she was on the show 16 and Pregnant, she joined the cast of Teen Mom 2 in 2011. And during this show, viewers were able to watch as her becoming a first-time mom was unfolding before their very eyes. And it was a very messy thing to witness.
Don't think you're going out Friday.
This is like ridiculous. You're going over there every day. I don't want you over there. You know, what do you girls think? This is a dog? You think this kid's a dog?
I'm not gonna do
You'll
that.
be going out every night this week.
She just wanted to be a wild teenager and go out and party and live her life as if she never had a son, but that wasn't exactly realistic. It wasn't long after Jace's birth that Janelle signed over custody of her son to her mom, Barbara.
I want you to help me raise him while I get myself established.
Now, Janelle and Barbara fought on this show all the time. They fought in front of Jace.
If you don't want to raise it, say it, and then we'll find a good family who will raise it.
Do you leave me alone, or I will leave tonight and you will never see me again? Because I will leave at the sign of bull. Guess what? When I'm 18, I'm out.
You're
and
out.
when Jace comes with me, you will never see me or him again. I don't want to talk to you. Get the out of my face.
I got this little daughter, you, who takes off all the time, and I need you to watch the baby. I gotta
Leave
go.
me alone!
Hey,
You are. And I
Janelle.
felt disowned that night. That's why I haven't been back here.
You don't see the baby.
No, I'm not gonna answer your calls or texts.
Yelling. It's
If I don't yell, you're gonna talk over me.
Why are you acting like this?
You. Shut up, don't talk to me no more. That's it, I'm done. Goodbye. About to flip the out.
Smoke what?
And all this is keeping me to where I can't go do it. Now, I'm gonna go do it.
Janelle,
No.
you're strung out on.
They would call each other horrible names. They would scream at each other, throw things. The things that this little boy was hearing and witnessing is extremely bothersome. Now, I'd like to take a quick break from today's video to tell you all about this video's sponsor, which is Lily's Garden. Lily's Garden is a free puzzle game to download and play on both iOS and Android devices. Lily's Garden is such a unique game because it has something for everyone. It's a match 2 puzzle game with over 1,000 relaxing puzzles and mini games. There's also an additional 40 added every week. In Lily's Garden, you match and collect flowers in the puzzles to earn the stars that you'll use to design and renovate gorgeous gardens in your own creative style. But my favorite part of Lily's Garden is the story. It's a telenovela with twists and turns. You'll laugh, you'll cry, you'll start checking your roofs for hunky banjo playing neighbors. Lily will need your help to navigate a new romance, discover the joys of garden related puns, and to uncover the secrets surrounding her late Aunt Mary's life. Download Lily's Garden today to discover how many mysteries and romance one garden can unfold. I genuinely love mobile games. I'm a gamer. I love doing it on my free time. And Lily's Garden is so much fun. The game looks absolutely gorgeous. I love renovating Lily's garden. I love the puzzles. No puzzle is too difficult. It all feels just the right amount of difficult, if that makes sense. It's never too hard. It's just right. It's visually stunning and the storyline is so interesting. Now, if you would like to play Lily's garden with me, which I highly recommend it, it's so much fun. It helps my channel out so much when you use this link to download the game. And it's fun. You guys are gonna have a blast. So definitely check out Lily's garden by downloading via the link in my description or pinned comment, or you can use this QR code as seen here and play along with me. You will have a blast, I promise. Thank you so much to Lily's garden for sponsoring this video and for helping me have a blast on my free time. Now we need to talk about Janelle Evans' relationship timeline because she has had some messy relationships in her day. So first we're gonna talk about the boyfriend that she got pregnant with and we were introduced to on Teen Mom by the name of Andrew Lewis. Now, as I said, this is Jace's dad.
Andrew made sure to arrive when my mom was away at work.
See, when you're not here, I do everything for myself because I have to.
We saw him very few times on the show. I actually think we only saw him a couple times max.
It's not like you and I aren't going to, you know, like split up anytime soon. We're never gonna split up, you know? After you get finished with school, when you turn 18, we're gonna get married.
He was estranged from Jace and was not in the picture. He was, of course, there when Jace was born, but that was very short-lived. From what we currently know, Jace still does not have a relationship with his father, Andrew. Now we gotta talk about Kiefer. During Teen Mom 2, Kiefer was someone we got to know very well.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system.
Why won't you talk to me?
Your call has been forwarded to an
It's over between me and you.
Oh, dude, go. Oh my God.
You're closing my hand in the door.
Oh, get away from me.
No! I need to talk
What?
to you
What do you
because
want?
I do! Why can't you just talk to me?
Stop.
So you just wanted to be over?
Yeah.
Why?
So your ex-girlfriend you've been talking to.
Whole conversation. Flip that over now.
My boyfriend that loves me oh so dearly also loves his ex-girlfriend. And he's not comforting me. He should be hugging me and telling me that he's sorry for what he's doing.
They were an on and off again relationship from 2010 to 2012, and it was extremely messy. They were arrested for breaking and entering and drug possession. The two of them had an ongoing heroin habit.
Yeah, that's where 90% of the damn drama was coming from. Baby.
No, I'm good. I got water. Thank you, though.
And of course, with an on and off relationship that's also two people involved in drugs, there was definitely some violence that was also a part of their relationship. During one of Janelle and Kiefer's many breakups, Janelle got involved with a man by the name of Gary Head.
No, Gary said he needs me to call him. Hey, you wanted me to call you? So how the hell did he get your number?
You never told me how he got it.
I don't know, that's weird.
How do you feel about the whole Kiefer thing? Like about him texting you and stuff?
And these two actually got engaged in May of 2012. She did end up ending the engagement just 2 weeks after.
What?
I just want to hear your voice.
Why?
Cause I love you.
Why, though? I mean, there's no use. I mean, you Tori.
That was when we were just hanging out, so I should just pretty much give up the phone.
But the pair did still stay in contact after they split. Then they were both arrested after they got into a physical altercation in her North Carolina home. So Janelle had a habit of getting into relationships with pretty bad men, to say the least. Relationships involving drugs and addiction and violence. I feel like this has a lot to do with why she's in her current relationship, which we're going to talk about. She's used to the messy relationships. I really don't know if Janelle would know what to do if she was in one that didn't involve any of these things. And then she dated somebody by the name of Cortland Rogers. They were friends for a year before they got engaged in November 2012. It was just 2 months after they had started dating. Their fast-paced relationship continued as they tied the knot in a courthouse ceremony, only to break up the next month. Then they briefly reunited and were arrested in April 2013 for heroin possession and assault. During Janelle's relationship with Cortland, she became pregnant and decided to have an abortion.
With Cortland, it's like you've seen, I got an abortion.
Then we move on to Nathan Griffith. Janelle met him on Tinder in June of 2013.
He's a former Marine of 4 years, and he has a job.
Keep your stuff in my house.
That's fine by me.
We ain't getting all screwed up and like passing out and having the kid run out in the street. You know, that's what I don't have to worry about anymore.
She's a good girl. She really is. And like
She's a good girl. She just got with the wrong people.
And she found out that she was pregnant with his baby just months later. This baby she chose to keep.
I'm in the right state of mind to choose what I want and what I don't want. And my mind isn't cloudy from drugs, and I'm sober.
So, we're trying to have a baby.
Oh my God, no.
I'm gonna be with Janelle for the rest of my life. I think
How
she
do you
knows
know
that.
that?
I never felt like this for anybody.
I don't know. I think it's kind of like a rushed decision here.
But you don't even know if you're gonna go to jail or not. You know, I mean, I guess I'd have to deal with it if I was in jail and pregnant, but... Whoa, okay. You'd be okay with being in jail and pregnant? I wouldn't be okay with it, but what would I do, you know?
And they welcomed their first son in June of 2014. She got engaged for a third time, but their relationship spiraled downhill very quickly. Nathan was arrested for, you guessed it, domestic violence. He allegedly had pinned her against a toilet and forcibly removed an engagement ring from her finger. They split. And you guessed it, got back together, but their reunion did not last long and the duo split for good 2 months later.
Meet up with your mom halfway and drop off Kaiser Wednesday through Sunday.
Is he with her?
His girlfriend. Probably.
Nathan would not be the last man that Janelle met on Tinder. The next one, the one she is currently married to, and that is a man by the name of David Eason. She met him on Tinder in September of 2015 and found out that she was pregnant less than a year later. Sadly, she miscarried, but then she got pregnant with her daughter Inslee a few months later. The pair got engaged and then they got married the same year.
I'll freak out. You know that? If I have to stay in this house another day.
I told you this morning, go to the damn house. You should be gone.
Yeah,
Leave
no.
right the hotel.
And guess
I'll
what?
finish cleaning up. Once again, I'm trying to work, but I can't because here's Kaiser.
Then I'll
like
leave,
he has been
I'll leave with Kaiser
the
and I'll
whole
go
day.
to a hotel.
No.
You alone?
Or something.
Please leave me
And
alone.
I cannot do this with Kaiser.
Anytime somebody has kids, I really want them to do the best for themselves and for their children, and I want them to turn things around. I'm not one of those people where it's like, please continue to just, you know, fall down a hill so that I can be entertained by you. Like, no, like I want you to get your life right. I want you to live your best life and be happy. And I was gonna work on a video about Janelle Evans a while ago because I never stopped feeling like things did not get better in her life regardless of what she tries to portray, because what I saw when I was watching Teen Mom was that she always would try and make it sound like things were going to get better, but when the cameras were around, they were never better. She's never had a good history of picking men. I know that it probably has a lot to do with her home life, and I don't blame her for that. I know that this happens to a lot of people. Also, I don't blame her for the things that she did when she was 16. She was a child. She was underage, and kids make mistakes, and in my opinion, someone who's 16 is still a kid. Like, yeah, she was a bit of a bratty one, but when you see like the interaction between her and her mom, and I know a lot of people really like Barbara. Barbara is super funny. I think that a lot of the way that Janelle is because of how she was raised. I mean, listening to their fights on this show, it was so toxic. They had some of the worst fights I've ever heard in my life. You can just tell why Janelle ended up the way that she is. Like, she didn't have her dad in her life, and then her mom and her were just screaming at each other all the time. And it's one of those generational things, it seems like, where you see just keep waiting on somebody to break the cycle here. And I really hope that it can be Jace, because as of right now, he's a 14-year-old little boy. In a couple years, he's going to be the age that Janelle was when she got pregnant with him. And, you know, him running away and making bad decisions and stuff like that, that's probably to be expected. And in general, when you are a teenager, you make mistakes anyways. But we've seen the things that Jace grew up around on the show, and there's no telling how bad it's been off camera. So what we do know is that Barbara actually ended up contacting Janelle, and we know they've had a tumultuous relationship, like very back and forth. They'll make up and then they fight again and stop talking, back and forth. If you've seen the show, you know. They were apparently in a good place earlier this year where Barbara called up Janelle and was like, Jace is getting into a lot of trouble. I want him to live with you. I could be completely wrong, but my opinion based on what I've seen, I'm genuinely scared for Janelle. Now, I'm gonna back up just a little and tell you guys some of the horrific things that have come out about her husband and the audio we've heard, and it's scary. And it's why when Janelle gets on there on TikTok or whatever and starts talking about how everything's great, this is why I don't believe her, because this man is not changed. Now, 2 years after Janelle and David had gotten married, Janelle Evans was hospitalized. The chief of 911 operations for Columbus County, North Carolina, told people that 2 police officers responded to a 911 call that was placed from the home of Janelle and her husband. This call was placed just before 10 p.m. and was called in as an assault. At the time that the call was placed, an ambulance was also requested. TMZ posted audio of Janelle's 911 call where she claimed that David had injured her collarbone. Now, prior to this being leaked, a rep for Janelle Evans told People magazine that she had friends over Saturday night and they had a bonfire on her property and that she ended up tripping and falling by the fire. Janelle would later try and defend David, saying that what happened with her and David was a misunderstanding. She put it all on herself, saying that it was a drunk and dramatic misunderstanding. Everything is great. We are totally fine. This is not the first time or the last time that Janelle would throw herself under the bus trying to defend somebody who was clearly abusing her.
And my husband, he just assaulted me, and he pinned me down on the ground in the blood, I'm sorry, in the yard, and I think I heard my collarbone crack, and I can't move my arm. And he's been drinking, and I think that he got violent because he was drinking.
This came after the story broke where her husband actually shot and killed one of their family pet dogs because he bit their daughter. Now, this was not, in my opinion, because there's a video of this. He was filming at the time that this happened. This was recorded, this actual bite that took place on this child.
I've enjoyed my time here in Savannah.
Good girl, no.
It was bothering the dog. This was not a situation where this dog was this big, mean, aggressive dog, or, you know, little dogs can be aggressive too. This isn't one of those situations. This was a situation where, you know, you should probably tell your daughter to leave the dog alone because she doesn't want to be bothered, or he doesn't want to be bothered. She was doing an interview with TMZ after this dog bit her daughter. And even though it was clear that David had killed the dog, she was very reluctant to say that he killed her dog. I'm mentioning this and going to show this clip because I think it's really important to show that even when she knows that David's done something really bad, she still lies for him or attempts to lie for him or not speak about what he actually did.
Yes, I talked to the chief of police on the phone. I told him what happened from my point of view.
What did you say happened?
I told him, I said, you know, I don't know what ended up happening to my dog because I wasn't outside. But I was inside my house, and, you know, my dog bit my daughter on the face, and David took her outside. I stayed inside with Ensley, Kaiser, and Marissa, and that's it.
Is the dog alive?
I have no idea. You would have to ask David that. I mean, I still have not asked David to this day. And to give our pit bull away recently because he killed one of our pigs.
Right.
So currently, we have no dogs.
They must have asked David whether or not he killed the dog, right?
What was his answer when he was on the stand?
He said that I don't even remember. Well, they asked so many questions. I have no idea.
And then there's another 911 call made by Janelle's ex, Nathan, the father of Kaiser, who called trying to figure out where his son was during the time of the incident where the dog was shot.
Hello, this is Nathan Griffin. I just heard reports on the son, I'm the father of Kaiser Griffin. I guess there was a dispute with my ex-fiance and her husband, and he shot a dog, and there's been multiple 911 calls and abuse, and I'm just trying to figure out where my son's at.
And then shortly after she did this interview where talking about how they had no more dogs, they posted pictures and videos of their new dogs.
Janelle Evans and David Eason have 2 new puppies at their farm just months after David killed their family dog.
Now, obviously, there's a huge cause of concern for the well-being of the 2 new puppies.
David has severe anger issues, okay? Like, we have had Nathan on the show, who is the father of one of Janelle's other sons by the name of Kaiser, getting on there saying his opinions about David before.
I guess y'all didn't know. I keep stockpiles of ammunition. Just enough to blow shit cases on any given day or situation. Also keep stockpiles and large capacity magazines of everything. I don't know what I don't have a stockpile of ammunition for. So I've also got some poison dart frogs. I just rub these little jewels on their back. And these ones too. These are a little different. I've also got some of these. And shoot them right out of this here blow. Now, you Secret Service, you wouldn't have came down here if my gate was closed. And if you did, I would have started shooting at you because I wouldn't know who you was. Are you gonna come back? I don't think so.
This is not anybody I would ever want around my children, okay? This man is dangerous. He is dangerous. Severe anger issues, and he's huge. I mean, I don't know how huge he is. Maybe Janelle's really small, but he looks massive compared to her. He's scary, genuinely. He's got anger issues. He's got that look in his face where you're just like, you're a balloon about to pop. You can just see it. What we're seeing online about this current situation is messy. But what we do know is that Jace ran away from the home once he was placed back in the care of Janelle, who is still with David. He ran away and he said that he was assaulted by David. This first started on the 29th of September when TMZ posted this article, "Teenage Son Sneaks Out Window." It said that police were on the hunt for Janelle Evans' 14-year-old son Jace after the teen allegedly slipped out of a window and into the night. Law enforcement sources told TMZ that they were called to the teen mom star's home Thursday night around 8 p.m. about the missing teen. Janelle told officers Jace snuck out of the home through a window and didn't have a cell phone with him. What's most frightening, Janelle's home is surrounded by woods and Jace left in the night. It's been close to 16 hours since Jace first went missing. Cops tell us he's been added to a nationwide database for missing persons. Then TMZ said that escape wasn't the first time that he had gone missing. In early August, Jace went missing after school and was found a few hours later, and they were also told that he went missing from the home again in late August but was located shortly after. Then TMZ posted this article, "Janelle and David were both currently under investigation for child neglect after he disappeared." Janelle attributed him breaking out of the home numerous times to him just being a rebellious teen, but sources with direct knowledge told TMZ that it could be much more serious than that, and the reason Janelle and David are in investigators' crosshairs is because Jace apparently told cops David allegedly assaulted him. They were told after this recent fleeing attempt that Jace was found to have visible marks on his neck and arm. Our sources also say that the alleged assault are believed to have gone down at someone else's home and that there's ring camera footage that police and CPS now have in their possession. Of course, if there's any evidence of physical abuse, the current investigation could lead to serious charges. For the time being, though, it's just an investigation for child neglect. They posted again another article saying that they were told that there is a video of this alleged assault and that cops have it in their possession. Law enforcement told TMZ that they expect they'll wrap their investigation very soon and just interviewed Jace this past week. Their sources say at this point it appears charges will be filed for both neglect and assault. And then Janelle posts this video on her TikTok where she is alleging that her mom Barbara is the source that TMZ had and that none of it is true. I'm curious if Janelle is also implying that the source that TMZ has for the law enforcement was her mom, because TMZ cannot say that they have a law enforcement source if they don't. Also, they're alleging that there is a video of this incident that is in the possession of the police. So she can't exactly throw this all on her mom Barbara.
I'm alive, y'all. Just in a constant state of anxiety, but other than that, thriving. I want to start out by saying, of course, everything you're seeing in the tabloids isn't all factual. It's crazy that you got TMZ, The Sun, who is it, Ashley Rowdy Roundup, once again, the three horrible ones, always reporting on these sources that they hear. It's crazy because no one has court papers but me. No one has anything factually printed out on documentation but me. And I've called over to see who is spreading all this information because it's always a source. Funny, right? Well, number one, I just want to point out, yeah, I have court. I have court with CPS. I do. Number two, I want to point out the articles that are coming out about the court case are very outlandish, one-sided, and definitely all mean about me. Who is the only ones in the courtroom? Me, my mom, CPS. That is it. Why wasn't David in there? Did he get kicked out? Nobody got kicked out. We are trying to keep this case as private as possible. I called up the supervisor over at CPS yesterday and I said, I want to know right now who is releasing all this information. Is it you? You know what they said? I'm literally going to tell you what they said. Janelle, it wasn't us. It obviously wasn't you because they're talking badly about you, whoever it was. Who is the only other one in the courtroom? Who is the only one that has to gain from this, Janelle? I said, my mom. They're like, correct, your mom. They're like, just want to let you know everything is locked and sealed. No one's getting anything. So for all these media outlets trying to stir up shit, trying to scare our family, trying to spread lies, number one is false. Number two, you have no documentation and no court papers or anything to prove any of your sources. Number three, I want to give my husband the most support and props that a man can ever have, because he has the most patience I've ever seen out of any human being right now. He is being accused of some horrible, horrible shit that is not true. I was there. My kids were there. Everyone was there. You guys have no idea about the details. And you know what's even more crazier about this? Is that the whole topic surrounding this case is my child's mental health. And all you guys posting about everything bad about me, it's not going to change the situation. No matter how bad you want it to change, no matter how bad you want us charged, I want to tell you right now, I have done everything as a parent, and I have crossed my T's and dotted my I's. So if you want to try to catch me slipping, you're not going to. You're not going to scare me. My mother's tactics are not going to scare me. And my son is going to get the help that he deserves. And right now, he needs the privacy. He doesn't need the attention, whether it's good or bad attention. He doesn't need no attention right now. Y'all are ridiculous. Y'all are really ridiculous. And it just makes me really sad, like I said, for David. Because David is like, he's just taking all these punches, rolling with it, not saying shit. And I don't blame him. And I feel really bad for him, because my kids adore that man. My kids love that man so much. And no matter what you guys say, it's not going to change how my children are treated at home, which are treated with the most love and passionate care that they can ever get.
I also want to say that in this video, we have Janelle defending David like she always does. She has a pattern of behavior where she typically tends to defend the man that she's in a relationship with at the cost of anybody else around her. This is something that she has always done. She did it with the dog incident. She did it against herself when she called the police on him. And then on October 26th, TMZ posted that David Eason injured her 14-year-old son, leading to a child abuse charge. We're now learning more about what led to the child abuse charge leveled against Janelle Evans' husband, David Eason, who allegedly roughed up Janelle's 14-year-old son, Jace, leaving marks on his body. According to the court documents that were obtained by TMZ, David is being accused of inflicting physical injury on Jace, causing marks on the right arm and left and right side of the neck. The documents say the injuries weren't sustained by accident. While the docs don't exactly explain what happened, the timing of the alleged incident is interesting, stating the whole thing went down on September 28th. September 28th is also the same night Jace ran away from home, slipping out of his bedroom window and into the woods nearby. It's possible Jace and David had some sort of exchange before Jace left the property. Remember, we were told there's video both cops and Child Protective Services have in their possession, which could have led to the charge. Police sources said that there is a possibility that Janelle could even eventually face charges as well in the ongoing proceedings. Now, remember that Janelle posted on her Instagram story, you would think police wouldn't make one-sided police investigation. They didn't conduct interviews, didn't ask any information from the parents. This seems like a very biased situation like every time before. I trusted that detective with all my heart. Forget you can't trust cops, silly me. Janelle said that the cops are subjecting David to a smear campaign, alleging that they gave details to the media about a minor. Let's go to court. I've been waiting on our day, the reality TV star wrote. I feel so violated by the system. Wait until the day you hear the truth. You will be begging me not to sue you. Now, something else that was revealed about David was these text messages that he had allegedly sent his ex that he shares a child with, that he dreams about her and wishes that he could turn back the clock. In these text messages, he says, you were perfect. You just deserve so much better than everything you've been through. That's why it makes me so sad. Talks about how he dreams about her. He doesn't know how they ended up in the situation that they're in. His ex said that the text messages that David had sent her were inappropriate and unexpected. He told her that he should have done more to keep her, that from what she recalls, that they were on the verge of separating. David had also sent pictures to his ex of their bedroom showing clothes that Janelle had put everywhere, talking about how she was messy, and just being extremely inappropriate, discussing his relationship with his wife to his ex. So after all of these things were posted, that's when Janelle posts this video on her TikTok where she says she feels like she can't trust anyone.
I can't sleep. So it's about 3:22 in the morning. I woke up out of a dead sleep and just started crying. Like, I think I'm completely grieving right now, and it sucks. At this point in my life, I feel very betrayed by every person in my life. Literally. Everyone. It's so hard for me to talk without crying. Life keeps hitting me with these bowling balls, and I just, like, it's really hard to deal with all the emotions, and I'm just trying to do my best. I keep telling myself, you're fine, you're fine, you're fine, you're fine, but then I have these outbursts of just crying just out of nowhere, and just I feel like every other day is a new article out about me, and it's really hard for me to handle. Like, I feel like I have a target on my back ever since I was 16, and it's never gonna go away, and I don't know why they're so interested. I appreciate you guys, but I still can't figure it out. I have a lot of confused thoughts, angry thoughts, betrayal by everybody in my family. I don't know who to trust anymore. Can't have friends, can't have family. You only got yourself, right? I guess so.
Then there is audio that was released of Janelle, David's ex, Whitney, and her current significant other, Shane, where they're all on the phone arguing about these released text messages. David is in the background cussing, and you can hear Janelle yelling for them to remove where it says David on the text messages and send her the texts that have his actual phone number.
It ain't lies or his text messages. It's gonna be completely brought out to the light if you don't tell the truth, and you're gonna lose your trailer, your nutsack, and everything you've ever dreamed for. I promise you that.
There's no body. You're gonna go to jail.
Why don't you send the text messages with the actual phone number? Take away where it says David.
Well,
those messages.
Do you want to see that, Janelle?
Yes, of course I do. Why wouldn't I?
Well, see the thing about it is. Yeah, I know, but see, it's the truth, and you're going to find out it's the truth. However, and I have no problem.
Send it to me.
I have no problem. Listen to me. I have no problem with you knowing the truth. It's the truth.
This situation is dark, and these kids need to be protected first and foremost. I feel like this is one of those situations where CPS is not doing its job, because I do not believe for 1 second these children should be in the care of Janelle and David. Barbara raised Janelle and then sees how David is, knows all of this stuff that I just told you, and then is like, here, Jace is troubled, you take him. She might as well have sent him away to one of those abusive wilderness places. These children need to be protected. And I know that when it goes to the foster care system and stuff like that, doesn't mean it always gets better. Sometimes it doesn't get better even there. Somebody who's not safe and not a good parent for a child does not mean that this parent is always bad, okay? Some of the worst parents can turn around and be real sweet to their kids on camera, or turn around and be real sweet to their kids here and there, but that doesn't mean that they're always like that. I remember when I used to watch Teen Mom and all of these shows, I just always found myself feeling like, how is some of this stuff being recorded and these people just getting away with it? You know, Amber got hers for the abuse that she inflicted on Gary. You know, there's scenes of her neglecting her daughter, leaving her in the crib to cry so she could sleep, and horrible stuff. And she ended up going to prison. But where is the protection for these kids like Jace, who are in these environments where they're around people that are just screaming constantly? This is such a sad situation. I want so much better for these kids. I mean, it's really hard because, like, I've been watching them since I was a teenager, and obviously you only see what's put on camera and everything, and what they edit the way they want you to see it. But when it comes to all of the kids that were born in the Teen Mom franchise, I just want them to be doing well. My personal opinion, I think there is enough evidence that has been filmed in the past to believe everything that Jace is saying about David and to put him in the hands of someone who will actually protect them. I feel so bad for these children. And Janelle, girl, get with the program, and you need to stop choosing men over your children, okay? He needs to be left in the dust. No respect for anybody who's gonna stay with somebody that's abusing or harming their children or animals. No respect. I wanted her to do better, but this isn't it, and she's in her 30s and she could be making better decisions, and I'm personally disappointed. I mean, she literally chose David over her career, over her show. She chose him. Girl. I know it's not easy, but get some therapy and some support and leave that man. No. You guys are gonna have to leave me a comment down below and let me know what you think about this. I'm interested to hear your thoughts. Thank you so much for watching today's video, and I will be seeing you very soon for another one. Just popping up here at the end to remind you to check the link in my description or pinned comment or this QR code as seen here to download Lily's Garden and play along with me. If you use my links or QR code, it helps my channel out so much, and I greatly appreciate it. And thank you so much to Lily's Garden for sponsoring today's video.